And I should say that we're making this to take on our trip tomorrow, so nothing like last minute work.
Okay, so we're installing the Magzo bug screen. It's intended for home use, but it fits the Promaster door. The one we bought is the 54-inch by, I think it was 72. I'll double check that. So basically it has Velcro, and I attached it here. I tried doing it here, but it didn't want to take, so it stuck on there, but then when I pulled the door off, it pulled the tape off. So I used CA glue, super glue, to glue it onto there. And then I have it running up along the roof, inside this little channel here, and then down up against the side of here. And then it's just going to stop right here. And then I installed this plate when I did my table, so it'll be magnetically attached right here. So right now my wife is cutting it down to fit in there, and she's going to put a seam around it and put magnets inside, so we have this shape here. And then down at the bottom, I just bought a piece of steel from Home Depot and used pop rivets to attach it to here. And then we're going to install magnets at the bottom, and it's going to cut off right here because it needs to clear a slide bracket. So this part here.
Hello, this is Patty with Red Giant Van, and what we're doing today is we're doing a screen door hack. So what we did is we went ahead and we bought some satin blanket binding at Walmart, and we're going to cover the raw edges of the screen. And so the first step was to cut the screen to fit our openings. And so what I'm doing is we're going to sew this along the edge and not get this part inside that seam. Then I'm going to insert magnets into those channels, and then we're gonna sew each magnet down into a channel. So then I'm gonna go all the way around, down this way and across this way. And this actual screen was pretty inexpensive. It was $30, about $30, and this was about $3. And I already have the thread, and I have the pins and everything, so it was pretty inexpensive. You just want to go along the edge, straight as possible, so that you get a nice clean edge. I did roll this under to cover up the raw edge. So I rolled it under just so that it looks nice and clean on the outside. Okay, so now that this is attached, I'm going to take all the pins out, and then I'm going to get the magnets. So I'm going to put in as many as this needs, which is probably going to be about 6 or 7 of them. And then once I get this strip sewn, then I'm going to put the magnets where they belong, and I'm going to sew up and down to keep them in place. The magnets are going to stick to the strip of metal that Rob put on the van, but it also adds weight so that it'll close a lot better. So I think, to me, that looks like about the right amount of magnets. We're gonna get our hot glue gun, and we're gonna just hot glue them here, but I'm still gonna sew channels because hot glue, as you know, probably does not really stick long term. So we're gonna do that. So I'm simply going to glue this so that the raw edge stays where it's supposed to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to sew this to the edge here. And then after I do that, I'm going to make little channels. I'm going to sew down like this. So now, sew a channel so that they don't move around. So if you guys didn't know this, If you put two glasses on top of each other, it doubles the magnification. It's really awesome, especially when you're trying to thread a needle through this tiny little hole. The only downside to this is that you have a lot of threads that you have to clean up. Okay, so I have the bottom edge done except for cleaning up all the loose thread and everything, but you can see that there's a channel holding these in place. So all the magnets can't slide over to one spot. They have to stay in their own little area. So now we're going to work on this side of it, which is the part that goes up on the cooktop console. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one going down. For this edge here, I simply just split the material so that I could put it up and over, and I did the same thing so that it has a clean edge going down. Okay, so it's all done, and it looks pretty good if I do say so myself, but it opens and closes real easy and nice. Yeah, so we just open this, go inside, and it just closes. I also, like I said, I put the heavier magnet down here because it's such a skinny strip. I wanted to make sure that it stayed closed really well. And then up here I added a much larger round magnet than these other ones because it was kind of in a very important spot also to hold it tight.
And it's nice because I've seen a lot of people just let it kind of hang down here with the magnets down there. It kind of seals it up. It gives it the weight to where it wants to close.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got it done for, I would say, under $40, and so that's a win. Super easy hack. It did take a little bit of time, but if you have a sewing machine, and don't be scared.
If you don't have a sewing machine, it might be worth it to buy one.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, you'll
have a sewing
you'll
machine.
have the same thing, and you'll have a sewing machine.
Yeah.
For your projects.
Yeah.
So I had to change the way that this connects. We had the magnets in here, and it works okay. The problem is this would move, you know, just from walking in and out and maybe accidentally grabbing hold of this. These would tend to slide down here, especially would slide around. So I left the magnets in there, but on the edge I just put some Velcro, and the Velcro that I used is this stuff here. It has a sticky back for fabrics. And I was a little skeptical because most of the stuff that says it sticks on fabric doesn't really seem to work that well. But this works really well. I like being able to just hold it over there, so for going in and out. It is a little tight up here, so going in and out of it, because it's Velcroed right to the top there, going in and out, it can tend to like pull. This has come down a little bit, and so you just got to reach up there and push it back in. But for the most part, it stays well, and it stays pretty tight. We did try it out on a recent trip. There were a bunch of these little, I don't know what they are, they're little tiny green bugs, and this screen was just covered with them, all wanting to get in. We were thankful that we had this. In the back, I have this size. So we still have to modify this one because I wanted to be able to separate here for getting inside the garage area. Not, you know, if I have to go in there after we're parked and I don't want bugs getting inside, then I want to be able to just separate it here and keep this part blocked off. I did have to move it. So originally I had it right up along this inside ledge here, so it looked a little cleaner. But I had to move it to this side of the metal because of these little shelves right here. So whenever those would go in, it would hit this and then just tear it right off of the Velcro. It didn't remove the Velcro, it just separated the Velcro. So I had to move it back there a little bit. The corners are a little sloppy looking. My wife, she said she's going to fix that with sewing, and then we do have to shorten these up a little bit Right now I just have them curled in with magnets holding them here. So that's not as convenient for going in and out. But yeah, super cheap option. Yeah, you can see how this is pushing right there already, even that far back. So one thing we do need to figure out is how we can access the door easily. Because right now you basically have to come around the screen like this to get it out. I mean, it's not a huge deal because these are mostly just pull out what's in there. This one is a little more troublesome. So I think a zippered hatch would be the solution to this, where it can just pull down and then you can grab it and you can zip it back up and close it. Same on this side. That's the only real issue here.